Agora sim, eu estava preocupada. Oi, achei que eu estava com o link errado, porque eu sou uma pessoa perdida de vez em quando.
Now you got the right link, We are minutes away from starting the webinar. So, give me just a second, I'm just finalizing a few things here.
Okay, I will
be with you.
Okay. Carol, you look so different. You look like Juan.
Hola, Lisette.
Hola, mi niña, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú? No sé por qué tengo el nick de Carol. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
Hey, good.
Hola, Juan. How are you?
Okay. So I think I've got pretty much everything set here. Okay, excellent. Alrighty. So we will start with Samantha. Right after my presentation, and then we will have Graham's wise presentation, then Lisette, and Alex will follow Lisette. Is that all right?
Oh, good.
Right.
Yeah. Do we have a time limit or a timer? Can you like message me like Lisette, shut up?
So we have 4 institutions participating with us today. I guess like if we can keep to 10 minutes each, I think that will probably come up to a good 50 to 60 minutes presentation. I think that's pretty much what the attendees will be looking for. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfect. 10 minutes. I'll put my timer on. So.
Yes. Yeah, and obviously the focus would be the scholarships that you guys offer. Okay, so we already have quite a few people watching us. So let me just launch here.
Oi, Carol. We're seeing you.
Oi. Eu tinha entrado como visitante ali.
All right, we're on Facebook. Yay.
Yes, we are. We are indeed. Okay. So I think it's 3:30 Brisbane time. So I think it's time to start, I guess. Okay, let me just check if I can share my screen with you guys, and I will run through a quick presentation about AC and about what we do, and then I will invite our guests, our amazing guests, to share some information about scholarships, which is why you're all here. Great, so let me just get that organized. Okay. Voila. Okay, so I guess you guys can see my screen. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so welcome everyone. It's great to be here on another AAC webinar, and today we're going to be talking to some really great partners about scholarships. You know, that's something that is very important. A lot of people are considering their higher education programs here in Australia, and scholarships, it's something that empower a lot of people to accomplish that dream. Okay, so let me just start quickly talking about AC and what we do. Okay, most of you guys probably already know Australian Centre, but we are an agency that was established in 2002, so we've been around for a while. And since our starting date, we have won quite a few awards, so which made us very proud and very proud of our team. In terms of services, we have 4 main pillars in Australia. Okay, outside of Australia, the portfolio is even a bit more diverse. But in Australia, we help students to apply for universities and colleges. We help them to get scholarships and also to extend their student visas. Okay, beyond that, we offer a full support. You know, when they first arrive in Australia, you know, when they need to get their tax file number, open the bank account, get some certifications such as RSA to get their first job in Australia, and provide academic and career plan. Once they have been here for a little bit longer and they start to try to get a job in a more skilled position, we help them with the professional CV, with the LinkedIn page. We invite professionals from their fields for different meetings and encourage them to get an internship as their first work experience and help them to do that. And beyond that, we have partnerships with migration agents. So we can also help with checking whether you have a chance to apply for a permanent resident visa in Australia, or if not, provide you with the plan to accomplish that. And if you have, all the requirements, all the criterias, then our migration agents are happy to do all the case management for you. So the first 3 pillars, we do not charge anything for it. And if they were to be charged, they would probably cost something around 3,000 or more. But we are happy to offer all those services for free. Okay, those are our offices: Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, and obviously Brisbane. And talking about Brisbane, I'm here with my colleague Juan. Juan, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Mucho gusto, mi nombre es Juan Sebastián. Voy a hablar un poquito español para todos los que nos están visitando de Spanish Speaker Countries y quiero invitarlos a que vengan a nuestra oficina de Brisbane. Está ubicada en la ciudad, tenemos un excelente equipo de trabajo, nos podemos atender en inglés, en portugués o en español para ayudarlos a conseguir la mejor opción de estudios para que ingresen a las universidades de Australia. Cualquier cosa que necesiten nos pueden contactar por WhatsApp, redes sociales, y aquí los estamos esperando para que nos tomemos un café y hablemos de las mejores becas que tienen acá en Australia.
Perfecto, Juan. Claro que nós também falamos português, but hoje nós vamos fazer em inglês. Maybe Lisette wants to speak a bit in Spanish and Portuguese as well. She's multilingual, so we'll see what she has for us today. But before Lisette, I would like to invite Samantha about the scholarship opportunities and talk a little bit more about Griffith University. Hi, Samantha. How are you today?
Good, thank you. Hey, everyone. Sorry, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. but I am going to share my screen.
Well, let me just stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
The slides there. Just a second. Okay, I think you've got it now.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Sam from Griffith University, and I'm the Regional Onshore Marketing Manager. So I look after all of the students here in Australia, and I'm also part of a bigger team which looks after Latin America, Africa, and onshore students. So I'm going to take you through just a little bit about Griffith today, some of the scholarships that we have always had, and also some of the new ones that we've just put into place for next year. But firstly, I did want to just quickly touch on Griffith as a university. I always like to let people know that I myself am a Griffith graduate. So I studied a double degree in a Bachelor of International Business and a Bachelor of Commerce. And I was really lucky enough when I was at the university to be on a scholarship. So back when I was at the university, it meant that I essentially didn't have to pay any of my tuition, which was great. It allowed me to be able to save up, and it also meant that I was able to do a lot more exchange programs and sort of invest that money in other areas of my education. So let me just take you quickly through Griffith Uni. If you don't know about Griffith, we are a fairly big university, and we're also a fairly young university. So we're still under 50 years old, and we're really, really proud about the fact that we are in the top 50 universities under 50 years old. And because of this youth, we like to think of ourselves as a different university from some of the other traditional universities. So at Griffith, we're really future focused, and you'll see that in a lot of our programs. You'll see that our degrees are actually made with consultation within industry. And a lot of our programs are reflecting the future world of work. So we really do want to make sure that when our students graduate, they're able to actually go and get a job straight away. Because of that as well, we also have a lot of employability initiatives, which I'll discuss shortly. We're quite a diverse university, and we have a lot of our lecturers and a lot of our students do come from around the world. So just a few stats so you guys know, we are ranked in the top 2% of universities worldwide, which again, we're really, really proud of considering we're only 45 years old. And if you ever come to our university, you'll see that we're quite an environmentally sustainable university. A lot of our buildings are completely off the grid. You'll notice that a lot of our campuses are built into forests. There's lots of nature. And we're also really, really proud that we have won quite a lot of the Australian University Teacher of the Year awards. In fact, we've won 3 in the last 5 years, which makes us the most awarded university in the last 5 years for Australian Teacher of the Years. Just a few of our programs that we do excel in. So we are #1 in Australia for hospitality and leisure management, #1 in Australia for nursing, #1 in Australia for law and criminology. And as you can see in front of you as well, we do place in the top 100 globally for a lot of our different areas. So Griffith, we have 5 physical campuses and also our digital campus, which I'll discuss shortly. And we have over 50,000 students. And of this 50,000, about 20% are international. We have a very diverse background at Griffith. So you'll find that we don't just have one nationality of students coming to the university. In fact, we have 130 different nationalities amongst all of our students. And this goes across all of our programs and also across all of our campuses. So as was mentioned before, with this being a Brisbane session, we are based across both Gold Coast and Brisbane as the cities for our 6 campuses. And Nathan is our largest campus in Brisbane with around 12,000 students. As you can see, it's built into a Tui forest, so lots of nature, and there's lots of koalas and lizards and things. Our Macrovac campus, which is just across the highway. Our South Bank campus, which is where we do things like visual creative art, animation and music. Our Logan campus, which is a smaller community-based campus, and also our Gold Coast campus, which is by far our largest, and that's based in Southport on the Gold Coast. We have just under 20,000 students here. And the reason I like to point out the Gold Coast campus is for a couple of reasons. One is we're actually situated right next to the University Teaching Hospital and the private hospital. And we're also right next to the Gold Coast Health and Knowledge Precinct. So if anyone studying in those sort of areas, this is a really good opportunity for you to have collaboration, not only between the university, but hospitals, and also between the City Council in different health and research. Something else that's really exciting is that the Gold Coast has just been made regional in the last year. So that will mean for students wanting to come and study on the Gold Coast, they will be entitled to different benefits when it comes to their post-study work rights. Not quite a scholarship, but I thought I'd quickly mention it. If anyone is thinking about coming and studying on the Gold Coast and they're relocating from another city, they could be entitled to 10 weeks free accommodation from Study Gold Coast. So this will all be on their website, but it's valued at $3,500. Students will also get a yearly pass to Village Roadshow. So if you want to have a look at that, you will need an offer for one of the Gold Coast institutions. You'll be able to go on there and apply for your 10 weeks. And that's up until March next year. I quickly also wanted to mention that we have a digital campus. Obviously, a lot of things are digital now, but we have always worked in the digital space the last 20 years, and we already had over 20,000 students studying with us digitally. So with COVID at the moment, we are online, but also our campuses are open. So for those of you who are onshore and you're wanting to come and use our facilities, please go ahead. But for those of you that are interstate or offshore, you do have the option of completing the majority of your degrees online. And you can work with your lecturers around things like practicums and workshops. Running out of time, but I'll just quickly mention that we also do have a lot of things in place around employability, like I mentioned. So that includes internships and practical placements. We have people that are there to help you with your CV and finding a job when you graduate. We also partner with Griffith College. So if you're looking at a pathway, you can look at doing a diploma with them and coming into the second year of an associated Griffith degree. I'm just quickly going to go to the scholarships now. We're on a trimester model as well. But our current scholarships for trimester 3, which is coming up this year, we do have a 2020 support scholarship, which is 20% of the tuition fees for students studying in trimester 3. There is no eligibility for this. Students will just need to apply, and it will be applied to their trimester's worth of tuition. Now, also really excitingly enough, we have 2 scholarships that are commencing trimester 3, but also our 2021 scholarships, which are the International Student Academic Merit Scholarship, which is 20% of the total duration of the program, and also our International Academic Excellence Scholarship, which is 25% of the total tuition of the program. These are both awarded based on GPA and academics. And students will get this on their actual offer when they apply. So there's no need for a separate application. We also have our Remarkable Scholarship, which is 50% of your total tuition. This is based on a personal statement, and it will all be around sort of what you think you can offer the university, or what the university can offer you and bring back to your home country. So when you go onto our website, we actually have, this is my last slide, so I'll just quickly show you guys. On our website, it's actually really easy to search our scholarships, and you can actually search by nationality, citizenship, enrollment status, and it will actually show you all of the different scholarships available here. And then you can go in and actually have a look at what the criteria might be. Some of them have a separate application like the Remarkable, but majority of them should be applied straight on offer. So yeah, that's everything for Griffith, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, Samantha. We might have some questions at the end, but great for sharing that information with us. As you can see, we talk here about a possibility of getting 50% scholarship for Griffith, so it's worthwhile investigating a little bit further. So yeah, very, very interesting. Thank you. Just a second while I am getting ready here. So with that, Samantha, it's so basically you have to write a personal statement with the more generous scholarship, and then the university will analyze whether like the case it's something that it's of Griffith interest, and then possibly okay, fantastic. That one, it's the application is done after the student has the full letter of offer, I imagine. Is that correct?
The students could do it at the same time, but to be awarded the scholarship, you must already have your offer and your place in the academic program.
All right. Okay.
Yep. So you could do them in conjunction with each other.
Okay. So next we have University of Southern Queensland, and Brian will be sharing some information about the university and the options that they offer for scholarships.
Boa tarde a todos. Bem-vindo à University of Southern Queensland. I promise that in my next 10 minutes, I'm not going to provide a lot of information. If we come out of this with you understanding who we are, why you might want to study with us, and what scholarships we've got, then I'll be happy. So I'm going to share my screen. Hold on just one moment, please. I might just check if everyone can see that.
Yes.
Great, okay. Firstly, if you've never been to Toowoomba in Queensland, then this is definitely the time to do it. It's the Carnival of Flowers. It's the subtropical temperate region of Queensland. I've just moved here this year from Ecuador, and I can't imagine a nicer place to live. It is absolutely incredible. So the capital cities in Australia are fantastic. Toowoomba is Australia's second largest inland city. So if you want a safe community to live in, lower cost of living, and a more supportive academic environment that you can get at a smaller university, then I think USQ would have some advantages that might interest you in studying with us. So Toowoomba is a modern city, just 90 minutes from Brisbane. We've got an airport, modern shopping, cafes, restaurants. Our cost of living is lower. I actually live in the middle of the city. Okay, it's a small city. It's not like living in Brisbane, but it means I can walk out of my door and go to cafes and restaurants. I wouldn't be able to afford to do that in Brisbane. So I'm actually really loving returning to Australia from Latin America. We have a more personal campus. We don't have a huge number of students. Our class sizes are smaller, and it means we find that international students that have been struggling to work out who they are and what they're doing in a larger university are able to talk to their peers and their lecturers a little easier and get the additional support they need to get through their learning journey. We offer competitive tuition rates. I'm not going to go into the details. Everything is online. I'm sure you can find your way through our website. We bring together all types of students. 10% of our students are international, and we were the first university in Australia to have a multicultural policy. It's within our heart, and we honestly do our best to look after all of our students, including international students. We have smaller class sizes, and it allows you to connect with other students and to talk to lecturers to work through those academic challenges as you face them. So what does it mean to study at USQ? We have over 100 quality programs. Of course, I think every other university in Australia does as well. ELICOS, engineering, ICT, business, health are probably our most popular programs, but you can certainly go online and look at any of the programs that are of interest. I am not going to give you a lot of program information, and you'll get my point very quickly after the first couple of slides. In engineering, USQ is #1 in Australia for graduate full-time employment. We're the only university in Australia to offer agricultural engineering. It's one of our research and teaching strengths. We think that makes us relevant for students from countries where agriculture is an important part of the economy. I'm not saying that many people work on farms, but whether you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, an economist, agriculture is absolutely essential. In our health degrees, USQ is #1 in Australia for graduate starting salary. For 3 years in a row now, across the university, USQ is #1 in Australia for graduate starting salary. It's sounding a bit boring, but we figure that it's actually really important for our students to understand that when you study at USQ, the students that have graduated, on average, end up with salaries that are higher than the salaries from other universities in Australia. It's our line of sight to industry and our workplace integrated learning that is really important for achieving that. So I guess as a smaller university, some people might question whether we have the facilities or the infrastructure to teach appropriately. If it's engineering you're interested in, our hypersonic wind tunnel is the equivalent of one that you would see at any world-leading university. Our Mount Kent Observatory is discovering planets with NASA's Exoplanet Sky Survey. We are the only university in Australia to have both Boeing 737 and A320 flight simulators in our aviation school. And of course, our nursing health ward simulators are fully equipped with animatronic dummies, which I find quite scary and intimidating, but in fact, they're a really important part of our nursing programs. Television and radio production suites are fully equipped. When you come to the University of Southern Queensland, you can expect to be equipped with the right tools and the right teachers to give you what you need. And we're now ranked in the 500 to 600 band by World Times Higher Education World University rankings. So about the scholarships. We don't have a huge range of scholarships, but the scholarships we have are very broadly applicable. So our International Student Support Scholarship is for all international students. It's a 25% fee reduction and it applies for all semesters in 2021. There are some conditions. You must be an international student, you must be full-time, you must be on campus, or at least intend to be on campus while you're studying online overseas during COVID-19 restrictions. You must not have another form of scholarship. You must be new to USQ. And if you're interested in a nursing degree, it's not a 25% fee reduction, it's a 10% fee reduction, simply because our nursing degree is so popular. And you must meet all academic and English entry requirements. Along with that scholarship comes an accommodation scholarship. So when you have an international scholarship at the University of Southern Queensland, you have 1 free semester of accommodation at a Toowoomba college. And if there is an Australian requirement for you to self-isolate before you enter Australia, I understand that I think most of you are onshore, but if you do need to self-isolate, then we'll offer you a 2-week accommodation and food package to look after you in that self-isolation period. Our aim is to bring students to USQ and to Toowoomba in a fit condition so that you can simply get started studying. At a postgraduate level for higher degree research, we have an international PhD fee scholarship, which is a 100% fee reduction for 6 semesters. That's the full 3 years of a normal PhD program. It's based on academic merit, and you can also apply for a PhD stipend scholarship, which provides you with real cash, 30,000 Australian dollars a year, based on academic merit, and you must meet entry requirements. I won't go through the entry requirements, they're all available online. Outside of the university, and any regional university in Australia will provide these scholarships, but I have to mention Destination Australia scholarships are designed for those students that want to move away from capital cities to improve the length of time that they can spend in Australia after their period of study. Currently, Destination Australia scholarships are closed, but that's only because we're in between rounds. Towards the end of the year, next year's round of Destination Australia scholarships will open, and they provide a fee reduction up to $15,000 a year for the duration of the program, whether your program is 1, 2, 3, or 4 years. I'm coming to the end of my time, so I think all that's left to be said is student applications are now open. Feel free to contact me or the International Office if you have any questions. Email us, phone us, go to live chat. You'll speak to a living, breathing person who is used to speaking slowly in English, probably slower than me. I am desperately sorry. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Graham.
I'll just stop sharing my screen.
Yes, that was on.
I'm actually struggling to stop sharing my screen. It's not sabotage, I promise. I've been struggling with my computer. Hold on, there we go.
There you go. Yes, so I think it's important to mention that the Rumba, it's in a region where you get, you know, an extra 2 years of post-study work visa, right? So generally, if you do a bachelor or a master's program for 2 years or more, then you're entitled to stay in Australia for another 2 years. But if you're in places like Gold Coast, Adelaide, Perth, you get 3 years. But if I'm not wrong, in Toowoomba, you would get 4 years instead of 2 years.
That's correct. Yeah, it's a part of an Australian government scheme to attract students to the regions. We think they're great, and we think that it's an opportunity for students to discover the real Australia.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I think that's very relevant for international students. And next, I would like to invite Lizette to talk a little bit more about KBS and obviously the scholarships that you guys have to offer.
Yes, and I love the fake Australia. Sydney is wonderful. I'm going to do my presentation in English, but any key points I will say in Portuguese and Spanish for you. And I'm happy to set up any personal timeframes with students who want more information on something specifically. You can speak to Juan and the Brisbane team or any of the Australian Centre teams, and we can set up a time to chat online. If you're in Sydney, we can do it in person. And all this exciting stuff will be available via Kaplan Business School and Australian Centre, as they are a trusted agent of ours who work extremely well with us, and in all the destinations that we're located. So we are in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. You could say Adelaide and Perth are real Australia, Graham, because they also have regional points. So if you're looking for opportunities in places that may be smaller or that may have an additional benefit aside from higher education, you can look into those 2 places. So Perth and Adelaide have an additional post-study work year. Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne have 2 years. My favorite part about this is that you can decide to change schools if you'd like. If you want to start in Sydney and decide that it's too fake Australia for you, you can go to Adelaide. I know that at this moment, actually, the borders are open with Adelaide, so you physically can at this very moment. Perth is apparently also a dream, so you know, once the borders are open, you can do that. Our students are also taking classes online and in person, so if you decide to choose a different option, we can work around that to make sure that this is done. So tem flexibilidade, pode começar em um lugar e depois transferir para o outro e não custa nada. Si quieres cambiar de situación y lugar, no hay precio, puedes hacerlo desde que empiezas o cuando ya empiezas, puedes decidir de cambiar tu lugar de estudio. So there's no cost involved with changing your destination. So I want you to know that the price is the same. As others have mentioned, the cost of living is different. So it is a lot more affordable to live in certain locations, particularly in Brisbane, and there's more sunshine there. Adelaide, as you know, full of wine, so it's a great place to go. Brisbane, it's where you'll find Juan and Carol to assist you with your higher education needs. Melbourne, yes, they're in a lockdown, but I have to say it's one of the coolest cities in Australia if you don't already know about it. And Perth is actually a dream for me. I'm starting to consider moving and becoming Vinicio's neighbor. So we'll see what happens. Currently I'm in Sydney, which is fake Australia according to Graham, but I really like the sunshine and I really like the beaches. So if you're looking for that iconic feel, please consider Sydney as an option. I want you all to know that we have been doing online study for about 8 years now. So with the pandemic coming upon us, it wasn't much of a challenge for us to transition over because we already had the online platforms. So we're not new to the online realm, and it's a good thing because we're currently offering classes online and on campus. So if you decide that you prefer online, you can pick those classes. You could do on campus. The only place we're not doing on campus is Melbourne at the moment because of obvious reasons, but as soon as they're out of the clear, we hope to have them back on campus. Ironically, students are actually really enjoying being online. I'm enjoying talking to you all online at this very moment. So our lives have kind of changed, and it's nice to know you have the flexibility to choose. Okay, so you decide to choose how you want to study. And that's also with the structure of our classes as well. We have people to help you with the academic part. Our focus is careers. A gente quer que você entre no mercado. Carreiras é nosso foco. El enfoque de nosotros es carreras, entonces queremos que entres en el mercado. We understand when you get here, you have to do whatever job to survive, but the idea is not to get stuck in that cycle. The idea is to grow. Most of you sitting at home right now have an undergraduate degree in your home country and you are not using it, and it hurts me and it hurts your parents as well. You spent all that time and money getting educated in your home country to come here and do courses that are not up to par with your level. So I always say hashtag progredir, progression. Vamos a progresar. These are the things that you need to think about when you're going to extend your visa, because most of you are on shore right now because it's 4:30 p.m. Or 5 o'clock actually. So I want you to know that careers is our focus, and we have 2 people at each school that their job is to help you find a job. So I cannot guarantee a job, but I can guarantee that the resources are there. And even during COVID, we had 54 placements in internships. So can you imagine now that things are starting to open and the economy is feeling better? It's actually really exciting because I'm impressed by the resilience of our students and also the commitment of our school to help students out. So really quickly, before we get to the scholarships, because I only have about 5 to 6 minutes left, this is what we offer. We only offer business, so it's quite simple. Só negócios, só coisa séria. Solamente trabajamos con negocios, okay? So you're not gonna get confused. It's literally bachelor's of business and master's in the area of business analytics, business administration, and accounting. I highlighted all of the options that are post-study work eligible because they are 2-year programs. I am not a migration agent, but I think it's important that you know which ones are 2 years, because I understand that many people do not want to lose the opportunity to get to show off their skills in the workforce once they graduate from Kaplan Business School. So once again, pré-grau, graduação, pós-grau, mestrado, pós-grau y maestrías. This is all we offer. And all of you who are sitting at home who have an undergraduate degree, don't even look at the undergraduate page. I am not your mother, but I want you to take a master's program, because if you're talking about cost, these are 2-year programs, the other ones are 3 years. So we're talking a similar cost. We're just talking about progressing, and I really want you guys to make sure you do that. And it's a good story as well when you're applying for your extension to progress. That's what the government wants you to do as well. And I always tell people, if you have se você vai fazer uma coisa séria, eles vão te tomar mais em sério. Então, se haces algo mais sério, te van a tomar en serio. So do something that will give you outcomes long term. Here are the specializations in our MBA. There's just 7 specializations that I wanted to scream out loud. Women in leadership is my favorite one. We're doing Women in Leadership Month right now. So we're sponsors of the Future Female Conference that's happening yesterday and today. We have project management. Most engineers want to jump into this as an extension of their current background. Digital management, that's what I did with Kaplan Business School, and obviously look at me managing my digital world right now with you guys. Tourism and hospitality leadership, maybe you came here and started working in a hotel, and guess what, now you're the manager. Why not, you know, level up in that stream and be able to do post-study work and keep growing in that area. Health service management is one of our biggest ones right now that we're, because of the fact that pandemic has happened, we're really acknowledging it, and I'm going to talk about an extra scholarship we have available for that particular area. Entrepreneurship, we're a business school, so we need to have entrepreneurs. That's very important. And international leadership, you know, everything is global these days. We're connecting from everywhere, and when the pandemic happened and everything stopped, everyone realized how connected we really are. So these are very interesting classes about international commerce and international things that really affect us globally. So those are the 7 specializations. I'm not going to talk much about our requirements, but just say if you want to do undergraduate, you have to have high school. If you want to do postgraduate, you have to have an undergraduate degree. So graduação para pós-grau mestrado, ou ensino médio para uma graduação, pré-grau para ser pós-grau, or bachillerato, or depending on what country you're from, high school equivalents to get into the bachelor's. Okay, we can also accept some of our some of the diploma and advanced diploma subjects if you are doing an undergraduate program. So please talk to Juan and Carol to get more information. We are on a trimester system, so March, July, and November. So I'm going to repeat it, March, July, and November. That gives you time to study, gives you time to work in between the breaks full-time, because you can only work part-time as a student. Remember, your dependents can work full-time, which is quite exciting. These are our full fees. I'm going to skip this really quickly because that's scary when you look at full fees, but these are the ones with the regional scholarship that we offer. So if you take a look at it, we're looking at a discount of about 20% throughout the duration of your course. And if you look at the MBA, that's about $9,000. So it's $9,000 off of your course for the duration of 2 years. So you're looking at a course that is $6,000 per trimester, as opposed to some of the big unis that are a bit more. By bit, I mean about 40 to 50% more. So I always tell people that if you're looking for something that is accessible and that will get you where you need to go, this is a very good option. How to apply? Esse aqui é bem importante, é super fácil para aplicar. All you need to do is apply with all the documentation you're going to apply with anyways, an additional form, which is a scholarship form, and a 500 essay explaining why or how this degree will help you achieve success in the future. So it's quite simple. I have a minute left, so I'm just going to leave you with, we have a primary healthcare leadership scholarship that's 50% that just came out. This is for people who've been working in health for the last year, like during this past year, during the pandemic. So if you currently working in the area, please talk to Australian Centre about this opportunity. However, I will say most of our students are eligible for the 20%, which is the Europe, Central Asia, and Latin America one. Okay, so this is the one that's a little bit more realistic, but if you do have experience in health service or in that area, please have a chat with us, because we want to make sure that people keep growing in that area. All right, so I will leave you with some of the partners that we work with, because I think it's important for you to know that we actually do have these connections. Our job is to help you find a job, and we want you to become more employable, which is why we're more related to business. So somos mais voltados para o trabalho. We're more in that area. Entonces, si estás buscando una entrada para negocios, estamos aquí. Ooh, I did it in 10 minutes. Yay! If you guys want to chat with me or Juan or Carol, or we're going to have a big coffee date online, please let us know. We're happy to give you the information you need so you can make the right decisions, because it's a big decision. And right now, I think Australia is one of the best places to be in terms of employability options, and just life is not as bad here as it is in other parts, unfortunately, for them and fortunately for us. So I'll leave you with that.
Esse é um ponto importante. Então, assim, a próxima etapa para quem pensar em aplicar para uma dessas bolsas de estudo é conversar primeiro com o time da Australian Centre. A gente vai identificar qual a melhor universidade para você, e aí a gente vai tentar agendar com alguém da própria universidade para a gente continuar discutindo aí o melhor caminho, ok? Do you want to translate that in Spanish, Juan?
Yo lo puedo hacer también, pero está bien. Creo que Juan sería mejor, mi colombiano, pero sí, lo que necesitan, a sus órdenes. O sea, estamos aquí para ayudarles Yo sé que si quieres más información, Juan está ahí, yo ya hice el curso, Carol está estudiando con nosotros en este momento, tienes 3 personas para ayudarte y atenderte que han hecho el curso o lo conocen muy bien. Entonces es importante que tienen que progresar. O sea, cuando estás aquí tienes que pensar en tu futuro y si estás, bueno, igual si vas a regresar a Colombia, México, Perú, vas a tener una maestría y eso ya cuenta mucho más que venir acá y solo surfar por 2 años, ¿ok?
And our team is definitely walking the talk because Carol is studying at KBS. I have studied at CQU for my undergrad, and I have done some studies at Griffith as well. So, like we have to send someone to Southern Queensland to do some studies, so we can have the whole range of universities here, with personal experience. All right. Anyway, so next we have Alex. Alex, are you here with us?
I am. Thank you very much.
All right. Welcome.
Screen. Okay, how's that?
Yes, we can see your slides.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So great, thanks a lot for having me along today. My name's Alex Hanlon and I'm the International Recruitment Coordinator at CQ University. So I'll give you guys a little bit of information about the uni and what we do, and some detailed information on a few of the scholarships that we have available. So the university is in the top 2% of universities worldwide, but we're a university that try to be as accessible as possible and to keep our tuition fees affordable. So we feel that the tuition fee should be at a lower base already, and there are some really accessible scholarships that you guys would be able to apply for to make the course as affordable as possible. So just to have a quick look at what we offer. So these are some of the study areas that we have available. So you can see we have health and accounting, digital media, the arts, nursing, psychology, education, and engineering, as well as English and study pathways. We're also one of the only dual sector universities in Australia, and this means that we teach vocational education as well as higher education. So you can study with us from English into a certificate or diploma, through to an undergraduate bachelor degree, and then into a master's, postgraduate, and even research is available at the university as well. And we have scholarships available for all levels of this study. So here's one of the first scholarships we have available. I'll just move you down there. So the first scholarship is the International Student Scholarship. This scholarship is a 25% tuition reduction on the whole course, on each semester of the program. To be eligible for this scholarship, students need to have a 65% GPA in the scholarship that meets the entry requirement for the course. So if they're going into a master's degree, you need to have a 65% GPA in your senior high school, or if you are going in your undergraduate. And if you're going into a bachelor, then you need a 65% in your senior high school. Some other great things about this scholarship are that they are unlimited in number. So everyone who has met the academic requirement will get one of these scholarships. And there's also no GPA to maintain this scholarship. So once you've been awarded the scholarship, you will keep the scholarship for the whole course, even if your grades do drop a little. Again, the scholarship has options for vet, coursework, and research courses. So at all levels of education that we deliver, this scholarship is applicable. And the other scholarship that we have available is the International Student Scholarship Regional. Now, this scholarship, again, is 25% tuition reduction on the fees, but this is offered to all students who study at one of our regional campuses. They will automatically receive a 25% tuition reduction. Our regional campuses here are Bundaberg, Cairns, Mackay, Perth, our main campus in Rockhampton, and Townsville. Again, there's an unlimited number of these scholarships, and there's no GPA in order to maintain this scholarship. So some popular courses that we see people being awarded this scholarship for are nursing, engineering, and IT. So to have a look at the university, we actually have the largest physical footprint of any university in the country. So we have our metro campuses, which are in Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. And the other campuses you can see on the map are our regional campuses. So we have a number of campuses in Queensland, and as well as our regional campus in Perth. So again, all of those regional campuses, students will automatically receive a 25% scholarship. Students going to a metro campus will need a GPA of 65% for the 25% scholarship. Another advantage of CQU is that students are able to transfer campuses. So they can start studying in one campus and then move to another campus. It might be that your dependent, your husband or your wife has got a job in another city, and then you can change your course to one of our other campuses, and everything will be the same. So you'll have the same classes, the same textbooks. The only thing that will change will be the teacher at the front of the classroom. Another scholarship or bursary that we have on offer for students is our early bird offer. So this is a $1,000 discount on the first semester of tuition fees for students who accept their offer before the course starts, who accept their offer early. So for our upcoming Term 3 intake, which starts on the 9th of November, any student who accepts their offer before the 9th of October will receive an extra $1,000 credit towards their tuition fee. And this early bird offer can be in conjunction with the 25% scholarship. So this means students can get 25% off the first semester plus an extra $1,000 off the first semester. And the offer is for the first semester only. If anyone watching the webinar is looking at studying next year, we will be running the early bird offer for 2021 as well. And you can see the early bird dates there. Generally, the early bird date is 1 month before the start of the semester. Another thing to help students with their finances is we offer a reduced COE deposit for students who are onshore here in Australia. So if you're already living in Australia and you're looking to apply for your student visa or an extension of your student visa, we'll only be asking for a deposit of $2,000 so that we can help you guys get started. The remaining fee will be asked for on the census date, which is around 3 weeks after the course starts. So again, we're just trying to provide flexibility there with your tuition fee payments. The university also deliver English. We teach English in Brisbane, Melbourne, Rockhampton and Sydney. So 1 regional campus and in our 3 metro campuses. And again, the scholarships are available for English and it's a 25% scholarship. We have really small class sizes with a diverse student cohort. So they're a great option for students who are looking to improve their English. And the other thing I'll just mention is our internship programs. So we hope that the flexible deposits and the scholarships help you guys with making the program as affordable as possible. But we also understand that you want to get into the workplace as quickly as you can after you graduate. So our internships are available in the final semester of our programs in business, IT and engineering. The great thing about the internships is it comes at no extra cost. So you just pay the tuition fee for that semester. And this is really helpful for building workplace experience. And we also understand that it can be really difficult for students to have networks and connections in a foreign country. And this is a great way to commence networking in your industry so that you can find post-study work as soon as possible. And the last program that I'll talk about here is our Essentials for Success. And this program is free. So It is an online program that we're delivering at the moment to give students confidence before they commence studying online. So we understand that students might have doubts about studying online, whether they have never done it before, they don't know whether their computer or their internet is up to speed. And so the Essentials for Success runs for 6 weeks. It's at no charge, and it's like a try before you buy. So you can have a go at the online program and decide if it's right for you. I'll just quickly run you through our important dates. So like many of the other universities that have spoken today, we run on a trimester model. So we have a start date in March, July and November. Students are required to study in our March and July intakes, so you must study in term 1 and term 2. However, term 3 is an optional intake. So students can study there if they want to, but they don't have to. So the reason students study in term 3 is to fast track their course and finish early. But students might also decide not to study in term 3 and they will get a huge holiday. So the holiday will run from November to the end of February, and students can work full time in the holidays. So to get a bit of a head start on the tuition fees there. So again, just the university trying to provide as much flexibility as possible. Please have a look at these web links if you would like any more information at all. I understand we're going to do questions at the end, but you can also get directly in contact with me if you would have any further questions you'd like to talk about after this session. So thanks very much, guys, and I'll hand back to Australian Centre.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay. Yeah, we actually have a number of people that are starting to consider starting their course offshore online and then do 1 or 2 subjects for the first semester, and then perhaps in July when the borders are open they can come and finish their program. Brian, can you comment on that? Do you guys offer this kind of option?
Sorry, was that question for me?
Yes, yes. Yeah, if you can just comment on that.
Yeah,
how
sure.
should do that? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this isn't unique to USQ. I think most universities are operating really flexibly in Australia. Generally speaking, if a student wants a reduced load, we are simply giving them permission to study with a reduced load. We understand that it's more difficult to study online. USQ, just like Kaplan, has been doing online for a long time. But it's still difficult to work online. So absolutely, reduced load is okay. And the Australian government has thankfully made their position clear where students are studying online. They're still able to accrue that time that's necessary in a program to be eligible for post-study work rights. So yeah, we actually think it's a fairly smooth transition now where students can get started early online and come to Australia without any fear of being set back either in their studies or in their post-study working period.
All right, fantastic. A question for Lisette. Lisette, you guys accept, obviously, as an entry exam, all the major English tests, such as IELTS, TOEFL, but you have a special arrangement for language testing, right?
Yes, we have our internal tests. It's called a KITE test that actually is the same test we distribute at Kaplan International Languages. So we use that test. It has 5 different areas: grammar, listening, vocabulary, speaking, and all the areas that are covered by the IELTS. We've actually benchmarked it with the IELTS, had our students take it so that we can have proof that it holds up to what we want it to hold up, which is making sure our students have the right level to benefit from the course. I always tell them that it's important for you to be able to understand, particularly write and speak, because our classes are so dynamic, you need to be involved. So we do have a test that you can do online for free. If you have a diploma or an advanced diploma, you've already met our requirements. So have a chat with AC if you're really thinking about it, and the test is free and you could do it at any time, onshore or offshore. So if you're in Brazil right now or Colombia, wherever you find yourself, you can take this test online.
All right, so a question for Alex. Alex, there are some universities offering, some free English weeks for those that enroll in a master's program or in a bachelor program. Do you have any special arrangement with your language center?
So at the moment, all students can have a 25% English scholarship for their English studies prior to the main program. And as I briefly touched on in the presentation there, we're also offering the free online program Essentials for Success, which is like an online study taster. So there might be students who are concerned about, particularly for this market, maybe time zone. And so this can give them a chance to experience what online study would be like and what time their lectures are going to happen and whether their internet is up to the task before they actually commence that program. And so there's a 2-day option for that one and a 6-week option as well. So students can take either of those on.
All right. Fantastic. Yeah, so there is no excuse to start to study English and get prepared for your further studies. That's great. Samantha, can you give us a last tip about, how to maximize the chances of getting, the scholarship at Griffith? Do you have any suggestions for an international student that is considering to apply for Griffith?
Yeah, thank you. Definitely for our remarkable scholarship where you have to make a personal statement. Think about what sets you apart or what makes you unique. And we always want to hear people's personal stories. So even when I applied for my scholarship, I told people that, I volunteered with cats and dogs on the weekends. Little things like that will set you apart from other students that are applying.
All right, great. So Juan, what would you say is the next step for those that are, willing to talk to us and, start their application process?
Sure. Well, should I say it in English or Spanish?
You can say in Spanish, and then Carol will translate that into Portuguese. Let's see how good her.
Yeah, definitely. I can do it in Portuguese and Carol in Spanish. No, I'm kidding, guys. Definitely, guys. Por favor, acérquense en nuestras oficinas. Nos tomamos un café con unas think tanks y hablamos de las mejores opciones de scholarships. Nosotros tenemos toda la información que nos da la Universidad de Southern Cross, Kaplan Business School, CQU University, Griffith. Nosotros manejamos toda la información para poderles ayudar y para que ustedes vengan y entre todos creemos el mejor proyecto para ustedes. Es importante que vengan y nos conozcan, se acercan a nuestra nueva oficina. Tenemos un café delicioso, tenemos un barista que prepara un latte y un cappuccino exquisito. Y aquí los estamos esperando con una sonrisa gigante, español, portugués e inglés. Entonces los esperamos, chicos.
Ok, Carol.
Olá, pessoal. A gente tem um espaço maravilhoso aqui no nosso escritório em Brisbane. Vem aqui com a gente para conhecer mais sobre as universidades, sobre os scholarships, tomar um café. A gente também tem um rooftop maravilhoso, muito lindo, dá para ver a cidade inteira e a gente vai estar aqui esperando vocês para fazer sempre o melhor e indicar as universidades de acordo com cada perfil aí de alunos.
Muito bom, Carol. Obrigado. And Samantha, Graham, Lisette, and Alex, thanks so much for your time. We truly appreciate it. I'm sure those information will be very relevant for our students. And yeah, we wish you all the success for those that are watching us. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Obrigada.
Bye-bye.
Bye.